Hello and welcome to Drama 2366. My name is Amberly Tanner and I'll be your professor for the course this semester for TCC. And I wanted to start out with an opening video so that you could see a little bit about the course. So you'll hear a little bit about myself today as we go through the program. This is my 10th year of teaching at the college level. I also have taught for 21 years in public education as well. So my master's is in performance and directing. So it's been great to work for both Dallas County Community College and for Tarrant County Community College. And this is my going into my third year here at TCC. So it'll be great to work with you. This is one of my favorite courses to teach, and quite frequently it's one of the students' favorite classes as well. So we do take a hands-on approach to this, as we would, since I'm a theater teacher by nature, that I want you to be involved in it, and the best way to learn something is by doing something. So we will go through each of the units for this course, and as we learn, we'll be putting into application some of the things that we learn, and then our semester final will be comprised of putting all of those pieces together to see and experience what it's like on a very small scale, but nonetheless an opportunity for you to look through the lens of a director. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about how my course is built so that you can look at some of the features of it. So I have my computer set in student mode so that you can see. Most everything will be located here in the tabs so that you'll be able to find everything, and then eventually your final will pop up as a project, and there'll be a special folder for the final project so that you can have that. The course is set up so that you have to learn things first, and so it'll be opened up and revealed to you, so to speak, so that no one can get too far ahead. I want to make sure that you actually have the material and content you need to go forward. As I start to build that for you as the student, and you learn the vernacular and you're able to speak to me in the language of cinema, and once you have that background tier level, then you can build on that to move to the next level. So it's important that you do all the fundamental unit work, look through the PowerPoint to make sure that you're taking notes, and that you also are doing the reading. And then the way that this course is set up is that all of it's open educational resources so that you're able to go through and look at the articles and do the reading assignments that are given to you, work through the course through the PowerPoints, and then after we do 4 units we take a reading quiz, and then after we do the final 4 units we'll take another reading quiz at that time. So the course is set up here that you start here, and once you look in here as the student, it's going to make you work through all this orientation material so that you'll be able to see what's in the course, what the course expectations are for you, and each tab has some information for you. So how to conduct your online personality, and the discussion board rules, email instructions, online etiquette, and so forth. Just making sure that we have a mutual respect for each other, that you are taking the time to communicate, that you are reminded of the fact that you are online and that you still are in a college course. So it's important that you put your best foot forward when you are publishing anything. So when you go into the discussion boards, that you're respectful and compassionate for the other members of the course and your peers, but that you're also responsible in making sure that you check your grammar, and that you check your one of the biggest problems I find fundamentally is that people tend to not capitalize things because they're used to text talk. So you'll see me reference that in those instructions, but just to be mindful of the fact that I expect college level sentences and that we communicate on that level. And of course you're being conversational and talking to the other peers in class, but you're also being graded, and it's important that I start to see that you're doing the reading and that you're doing the assignments, and that you're starting to understand as we move through the unit. So to utilize that when you're in the discussion board is important. All right, and then here's some critical dates so that we can look at things that are important. These are the things that might be important to you. I'll be certifying the course soon here, so I have some assignments, and I use those first as introductory assignments. We had people who were able to to get in the course up until the 27th, and that's why you're getting this welcome message from me a little bit later, so that they didn't get stressed out that everything was already here and that they would feel behind. But they'll be on the back side of that, and they'll welcome you this weekend, and that way they can know that this first week was set up to be very easygoing, introductory, just making sure you've looked through the class, seen what's there, know my basic course expectations, and that you've worked through these orientation materials. And then the due dates for the fall are all here. So as we move through the semester, if you're ever wondering what something is, I often will tell students that there are ghost assignments that from some semesters of the past, and they sometimes show up where a professor will not see them, but students will. So always consult the calendar. Anytime in this course where there's a change made, anytime where there's an assignment due, you're going to find it here in this class schedule for the semester, so this calendar. And there's also a location, the calendar is also located here under the calendar tab throughout the semester. If you just want to easy click on it just to see, so you'll know, oh, what was due this weekend, this is what's due. So then you can see everything laid out so that we have weekly assignments. This week was relatively easy, just an introductory welcome, who are you, on the discussion board, a student acknowledgement form, and that's just saying that you've been through these materials, and there were a few questions for you, just in case I ever have to get a hold of you. It's good for me to have additional numbers and information and emails, so that's what was located there. And I do offer just a couple of points for you to do that, to go through that for me. And then let's go back to our orientation materials, and you'll see how that I evaluate the course. There's some things built into here. What are your assignments? How much are they worth? We have these quizzes, the introductory 50-point quiz, and then 2 reading quizzes, as I mentioned, over the modules. Sorry. And then you have your analysis sheets listed there. There's one for extra credit for 125 points if you'd like to do it. There's a film critique, and that's a more in-depth process. So the film analyses are quite different than the critique. The critique is a much deeper level look and a deeper dive into film, and is also a contrast comparison with 2 different subjects that you'll be using. So that comes later, and that's one of the reasons why I don't want you to get ahead, because the course sequence of all of those units is set up so that it goes hand in hand with the level of assignments that you've been given. Then we have several discussion boards, as you can see here, and then the project itself, there's a big point value on the final. So it is important that you, in order to pass the course, you will probably most likely have to do the final. I don't think there's another way around it. It also shows your mastery of the course, so that's important. So at least to some, that you do most of the elements. Some of you who might be ahead or have done extra credit, put yourself in a point advantage. These are the point breakdowns so that you'll be able to look at how many points you have and see what scale that will fall under. And then my basic rubric for the analysis that you will do over films, and then for critiques or papers that you do throughout the course is located here under evaluation. And then we go back to our orientation materials, and it has the tabs for the things that are due. So you're linked into the quiz here, you're linked into the student acknowledgement form, and this also links you to the discussion post. But you can also find that in tabs over here. So if you'll look to the left of your screen, you'll see that I'm walking you through. Start here is where you have to go. The syllabus is housed here, so you'll have all my information and expectations and things about how I expect you to be and work through the course, and that you should be here weekly, and that there's work and assignments to do. And also in the orientation materials, you'll see my late policy, so you don't have to really ask questions about that. And then the calendar, as we spoke about, is here, so I'll reference that. If I make any changes, I'll always post an announcement, and those are always usually in your favor, meaning that something happened in the semester, like last semester when things changed and shifted after spring break. I made some readjustments to our schedule. So if anything should happen, you'll see those changes both here in the calendar and in the announcements, which is located here. And then the discussion board, that's where you'll find everything housed for the participation in those discussion boards. And then lessons and modules are located here so that you'll see what the expectation of the module is, and then what work is to be done will also be there. And sometimes these are linked, hyperlinked for you so that you can just click. The assignments, I also put them here, and right now there's only quizzes, but later as we move through the semester there'll be projects, and you'll also see your critique will be underneath assignments. So if you just want a quick link to go to that work, you can go there and you'll be able to find it. So heading back to our announcement and our welcome. So that is a short overview of the course for Drama 2366, and I thank you so much for watching this video. It was really just to help you. The last part that I'll tell you is some of my expectations. I really like to see your analysis, and that just means that you take the work, that you take the reading, that you've taken the PowerPoint and the online activities, that you've watched them, and that now we can have a conversation, and that you start to incorporate showing me that you have done those tasks and that you now are armed with more knowledge for us to go forward together and have the conversation so that we can deepen and enrich this experience. So I want you as a college student to be challenged. I want you to be excited about the course, and to that end, we have to take our conversations to a deeper level. So if you're talking about in your analysis, I don't want to see people telling me the basic story of a movie other than the question that I ask about the plot line. But really, when you're asked questions, I'm wanting you to look at it from the perspective that you are in college and play with the idea that you can really extrapolate different things and meanings from the way that these directors and creators have moved you through their artistic work to be able to see through a different lens and experience the story in a whole new way. So that is my hope by the end of the semester, but as we move forward together, it's my hope that you'll challenge yourself and your writing to be able to illustrate those things in the assignments we do. I thank you again so much, and I look forward to working with you and meeting you all this semester. Keep in mind, I'm an email away. I will ask that you consolidate questions to one email as opposed to sending me an email every time you think of something, because it makes it harder for me to get back to you in a quick and efficient way. But just know, sometimes you will email me and you'll catch me and I'll be right there and I'll shoot you an email back, and other times I will be working in other courses with other students, so it may take some time. So give me that 24 to 36 hour window and you will hear back from me. So don't panic. If something's going on, just go ahead and put your email in. That documents the time and date when you were concerned about something, and then I will work with you from there. So remember, teachers are on your side. Your professors want you to do well. We want everybody to make an A in our course. Our endeavor is not for you to be unsuccessful or to fail. So knowing that I'm on your side and I'm advocating for you, hopefully that helps. So again, I look forward to working with you this semester. If you have any questions further, feel free to email me, and I'll see you at the movies.